Whether or not you agree with it, which by the way, I don't, a lot of pressure rides on how your students do on that end of the year state test. Getting our students excited about a test can be tough. And keeping our students excited when a test takes multiple days is even tougher. But in this video, I have a few ideas of how to motivate your students that I think will help. Welcome back, I'm Rachel Vincent, and on this channel, I share simple and practical tips that will help your classroom run smoothly. So one of the things that really stinks about state testing is that we are not allowed to have any kind of academic support on the walls. No anchor charts, no posters, nothing. And so as teachers, we have two options. We either take it all down or we have to cover it up. And either way, our rooms just look sad. So one way to sort of counteract that is to hang up motivational quotes. If you're taking down your academic stuff, you're already up on a ladder, you can hang up some motivational quotes. Or if you're using butcher block paper to cover up things, then write motivational quotes on there. Give your students something encouraging to look at as they are taking their tests. Testing tends to be 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade students, which if you're in an elementary school setting is about half of the school. And so one thing that I think is really fun is when the kindergarten through 2nd grade students celebrate the 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade students. Oftentimes we've had where each of the classes in K through 2 have adopted a 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade class and drew them pictures and wrote them letters to encourage them. We've also done a testing parade where the students would line up in the hallways and the 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders would walk through and the students would cheer and celebrate them and say, "Do your best, we're so proud of you," just to kind of hype students up before testing. Many years for that parade, we created testing shirts where students brought in a white t-shirt and we used Sharpies and we just drew on them and had them just create a shirt that they felt proud of, encouraging words, let other students write on them, however you wanted to do it, just to, again, make them feel excited about taking a test. One of my favorite ways to motivate your students for a test is to have parents write them a letter. So a week or so before your state test, send home information to your parents and ask them to write an encouraging note to your students that they can read the morning of the test. Test anxiety is for real, and some students have a lot of it and some students have it and are really good at not showing it. And so being able to get a special note from a parent or guardian right before they take their test can help calm their nerves. There have been times where not every parent was able to send in a note, so I would find a teacher that student was comfortable with and have them write a special note so that they felt just as special as my other students. Along those lines of feeling anxious and being worried about a state test is to have your students leave their worries at the door. So one thing that we do is we write down what we're worried about, and I have them crumple it up and we tape it, put it in a bag and tape it to the door, or you could put it in a jar and leave it at the door. But basically they write what they're worried about and leave it at the door so they don't have to worry about it anymore. You could also take this sort of same strategy and create worry stones and have your students put all of their worries into the stone, and then they leave the stone outside or at the door or wherever you would like to do it, just so that they have that feeling of taking their worry away from themselves and putting it somewhere else. I don't know about your state tests, but our tests take hours and we have multiple days. So having something to look forward to after the test can be very motivating. So I've done this a couple of different ways. In 4th grade in South Carolina, we have 4 different state tests that we have to do. And so I have had where each day has a different prize or celebration that we look forward to. And so the week before we start our first test, I hang these on the bulletin board just so that the students see those up there, get excited, curious, wondering what is going to be. In the afternoon after each day, we take it down, and actually the prizes tend to get a little bit better for each time. And the last one tends to be sort of a big celebration like an ice cream party or something special to say testing is over. Along those same lines, you can do a end of the testing, do not open until, and put the day that your testing is officially finished and have it in your classroom, building that suspense, getting kids excited about finishing those testing days. And you can put anything you would like in it. You could put all those party supplies if you're doing an ice cream celebration, obviously not the ice cream, or it could be games or different things. Maybe you're gonna have a game day or whatever you think would motivate your students or a way for your students to celebrate the end of testing. My motto is always in the classroom that unfortunately, as much as I don't agree with state testing, it is here and I can't do anything to change that. So I'm going to make it as enjoyable as possible. Now, if you're looking for some ways to motivate your students leading up to the state test, as you're reviewing and preparing to take those tests, click on the video that's on your screen now to see how I encourage and motivate my students in the weeks leading up to those tests. I'll see you over there.